What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at a new portable party speaker. This is the Tronsmart Bang 2. Taking a look at some of the specs, this has a 2.1 channel setup with 90 watts of power, a waterproof IPX6 rating, up to 26 hours of battery life, and weighs 5.79 pounds. All right, so taking a look at the speaker itself, definitely a very nice looking boombox shaped speaker. As you can see, it's all black except for the Tronsmart logo here in the front. You have a nice cloth grill up here. You got a nice carrying handle, and then they also include a carrying strap as well, so you have two different ways to carry it. And if you want to just use the handle, as you can see, the strap is easily removable as well. So nice to have those two different carrying options. Personally, I'm most likely be using it like this with the handle, as that's just easier for me. Turning the speaker on, as you can see, you do have LEDs on the sides of the passive radiators, and these do synchronize with the music, which I'll show you later on. Then coming up top, you have your sound pulse on and off button, your buttons to link to multiple speakers, power on and off, Bluetooth, track forward, track back, pause, and then volume up and down. And then flipping the speaker around, as you can see, they do offer a good amount of connectivity options. First, you have your USB-C charging port, and this is a two-way port, so you can use the speaker as a power bank and charge your phone directly from that port as well. You have your auxiliary port, USB port, and then your SD card slot. And then, of course, you do have this waterproof flap that covers the ports when you're not using them. And then last but not least, this is a IPX6 waterproof speaker, so you can use it outdoors in the rain or snow and not have any issues. All right, so diving into the speaker specifications, this is a 90 watt speaker with what they call a 2.1 channel setup. So here in the middle, you have a large 66 watt racetrack midwoofer. At the side, you have two 12 watt tweeters. And then like I showed you earlier, at the sides, you do have two good size passive radiators. When it comes to battery life, this has a 9,000 milliamp battery that is rated for 28 hours if you're playing the speaker at 50%. Assuming you're listening for 4 hours a day, that's 8 days before you have to charge the speaker. So again, definitely a very good battery life. And then if you're listening for a longer session, as I said earlier, you can charge your phone directly from the speaker to make sure that doesn't die as well. All right, so let's go ahead and see how the speaker sounds. Right now I have the speaker at about 75-80% with sound pulse on. Still got sound pulse on. Sound pulse off. Sound pulse back on. All right, so this speaker definitely lives up to its name being the Tronsmart Bang, as it does have a lot of bass in it. I own quite a few different speakers of a similar form factor, and I gotta say this is definitely my most favorite one so far. It has a very good kick in the bass, good low end. Overall, very happy with the bass output, especially when you consider this nice and portable size. With that being said, it does sound nice and clear as well. Good mids, good highs. It does boost everything up on the sound pulse mode to give it more of a V-shaped party sound. So if you want a more neutral sound, go ahead and turn that off and it sounds more neutral. Picking this up, this is definitely a very lightweight speaker. I mean, it doesn't feel cheap or anything like that. It feels nice and solid, but you would not assume a speaker this light and portable would put out a sound and bass that big. So definitely a very good sounding speaker. But as usual, I know it sounds good as one, but I want to see how it sounds with two. So right here I have another one. Let me go ahead and hook this one up, and we'll see how two of them sound in their TWS mode. All right, so real quick, as you can see, I do have it in both colors. It comes in black, and then you have blue over here. Personally, I like this plain all black look a little better. This one has a bit of a like water sports kind of theme to it with the orange and blue. It's not bad looking by any means, but like I said, I just prefer the simple all black one better. So to sync these up in TWS mode, you simply click on this button here. Do the same on this one. And just like that, within a second or two, they automatically sync up. Let me turn it down. This is going to be a little too loud. So this is both speakers right now at about 50%. Oh my God. Okay. So one speaker by itself is definitely a powerful speaker, but when you got two of them next to each other, that's just an entire different beast. Like this is good for a small house party. You put two of these, it's drowning out all the noise. You're not going to be able to hear much. This even has my whole table shaking. So if you want a good party, good volume speaker, one is good. But if you want it to absolutely bang and be extremely loud, two of them is just probably overkill for a lot of situations. I guess if you're spraying them throughout the house, you want it to really give you a more dynamic soundstage. A lot of times I say it's better to go with two of them. And like I said, if you want a bigger, more bassier, larger sound, two is going to be great. But in most cases, that might be overkill and you might be good enough with one. So it all depends on what you're looking for. Overall, 100% happy with the speaker for the price, for the size. I absolutely have no complaints. All right, so taking a look at the app, this is what it looks like. Forgot to mention this does have app connectivity. So right here on the main page, you have your main media controls. So if you're playing in a party or something, you don't need to get up and physically do it on the speaker. You can control it right here from the app. On the next page, you have your EQ settings. I demo default and sound pulse, but they also have deep bass, classical, rock, and then you also have customized. So if it has a little too much treble, maybe not enough bass, whatever you're not happy with, you can go ahead and fine tune that and customize everything to your liking right here. But overall, I was happy with the default and sound pulse settings. Default, like I said earlier, is more of a neutral sound, while sound pulse has everything more of a V shape. It's not completely flat on default, as this is a more party speaker, but I am happy with the sound that it puts out. And then going over to the last page, you have your play modes where you can select from Bluetooth, auxiliary, SD card, or a USB drive or hard drive connected to the USB port. You have two different ways to link them through TWS. You have stereo pairing or broadcast mode. So in broadcast, it's going to be like a party mode where it's going to play the same thing in different areas around the house. And then you have stereo pairing mode. As the name implies, it'll be a left and right speaker, not just duplicated on both. You have your voice prompt, and then you have a few different LED settings. So right now I have it on that one. You also have deep breath, which is going to kind of phase in and out. And then you have this one called Fashion Party, where it kind of loops around. As I said earlier, these do synchronize with the beat. So when you're playing music, they'll have an effect that matches that. Personally, I like this one the most, but if you like, you can also turn that off if you don't want the LEDs on there. And that's about it for the app. Overall, a simple but very easy to use app. Overall, this is definitely a great speaker. It sounds great, it feels well made, and best of all, it also comes at a great price as well. So all in all, if you happen to be shopping for a portable party speaker, I would highly recommend the one I have here, which again is the Tronsmart Bang 2. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link in the description as well. All right, well, that wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.